Most people picture Australian sheep farming as peaceful animals, grazing lazily on endless green pastures. But out here, nature can be unforgiving, and letting a flock roam completely free can quickly become a dangerous gamble. And to move over 350,000 to 500,000 sheep safely through the supply chain every single week, farmers run a high-tech, satellite-controlled operation that looks more like an open-air factory than traditional farming. Here's how they actually do it. To maintain a steady weekly flow of over 500,000 animals to regional processing hubs, Australia relies on a vast, interconnected web of nearly 20,000 satellite farms scattered across millions of hectares of open pasture. Mobilizing thousands of sheep from these remote locations simultaneously presents a severe logistical challenge that could easily paralyze the entire transport network. To combat this threat, modern operations implement a strict system of real-time synchronization between heavy transport truck drivers and certified drone operators. Overhead drones constantly execute thermal data scans from the sky to map out livestock density and clear the path ahead. This precise aerial coordination acts exactly like an air traffic control system for the ground, actively redirecting herds to prevent a costly logistics bottleneck when tens of thousands of animals converge on a single exit point. Once the optimal movement path is calculated, ground crews intercept the herd by deploying cross-country ATVs, horses, and the tireless herding instinct of specialized sheepdogs like the Kelpie and Border Collie to smoothly complete the high-speed extraction. When the massive lines of livestock push deep into the rugged outback, far beyond the safe boundaries of the central homestead, they immediately face a brutal ecosystem. The animals endure everything from the scorching midday sun to sudden, freezing rain showers, all while moving under the constant threat of ambush by dingoes, the eternal apex predator of the Australian plains. Yet, the deadliest hazard threatening to paralyze this multi-million-dollar operation does not come from large predators, but from a microscopic biological enemy. This parasite triggers fly strike, a swift and horrific disease that invades the skin of vulnerable livestock. In 2022 alone, fly strike outbreaks completely devastated the livestock sector, causing severe economic damage that surpassed 173 million USD. Leaving herds to fend for themselves under natural conditions causes a catastrophic crash in survivability, dropping the survival rate down to a mere 25% in the wild. To actively counteract this biological threat and elevate total ecosystem survivability above 90%, managers must enforce a set of strict mechanical interventions. Operators place a heavy rubber band around the tail of young animals, a preventative practice known as tail docking, to eliminate the damp environment where parasitic larvae thrive. While this targeted method remains a subject of intense public debate, it is widely recognized by veterans as the single most effective barrier against an otherwise fatal infestation. In tandem with this process, handlers perform routine castration on male livestock using small elastrator bands. This early physical modification completely suppresses aggressive behavior and territorial instincts before the animals reach maturity, effectively preventing violent internal fighting when large herds graze together at maximum density. Through these synchronized interventions, the system replaces unpredictable environmental hazards with precise, data-backed control. To continuously feed the massive downstream logistics network, the must secure its supply chain long before a single animal is ever born. This optimization process shifts the focus entirely onto the management of individual female breeding stock, known as ewes. Operators calculate the breeding cycles with extreme precision, targeting specific windows in the spring or early fall. This ensures that the lambing period aligns perfectly with seasonal peaks, when pastures are at their greenest and natural nourishment is most abundant. Throughout the strict 5-month gestation period, managers monitor the health metrics of the breeding flock on a daily basis. Every ewe is equipped with an electronic identification microchip implanted directly under the skin to log reproductive progress and biological data in real time. To protect the developing livestock from severe outback weather conditions, handlers actively supplement their daily diets with targeted doses of protein, critical vitamins, and essential minerals. This biological fortification guarantees a smooth birthing process and highly robust offspring. Immediately upon entering the world, The vulnerable newborns are placed into specialized, climate-controlled brooding pens. These facilities maintain a completely stable temperature optimized between 64 and 72 degrees Fahrenheit, featuring clean, bone-dry floors to maximize initial survival metrics. Operators immediately attach a serialized tracking tag to each animal's ear to establish its permanent identity within the database. This allows for automated tracking of their rigorous vaccination schedules, specialized dietary needs, and physical growth rates. Before the lambs ever transition to open pastures, and handlers administer precise drenching treatments using automated oral syringes to completely immunize their digestive tracts against internal parasites. Farmers then utilize specialized, food-safe paint to mark the wool. This visible coating system separates the expanding flock into distinct groups based on precise age, genetic breed, and medical status. By converting a fragile animal into a highly monitored, data-driven mobile unit from its very first breath, the open-air factory ensures its weekly processing targets remain completely flawless. When the livestock reach maturity at around 6 to 8 months of age, they enter the major harvesting facility for their very first shearing milestone. For the world-famous Merino breed, this critical process takes place only once or twice a year, yielding a substantial average of 9 to 11 pounds of fine wool per individual. To maximize the financial return of this premium textile, operators enforce a strict, counterintuitive gatekeeper rule across the entire facility. Before a single animal approaches the specialized shearing table, the entire flock is gathered into a large holding shed and forced to fast for at least 24 hours. Keeping the animals on an empty stomach serves two vital industrial functions. It ensures the livestock remain completely calm during physical handling, and it strictly prevents biological waste from staining the fleece, which would instantly devalue the premium material. Once the fasting window closes, the ultimate demonstration of human speed and mechanical precision begins. The shearer positions each animal and runs specialized electronic clippers through an unyielding, rigorous sequence, starting with the belly, then moving to the chest, and back, and sides. This mechanical exactness ensures the entire coat, known as the fleece, detaches completely as a single, unbroken sheet of textile. The speed of this operation tests the absolute limits of human efficiency, taking a mere 2 to 3 minutes per animal. A highly skilled professional can comfortably handle an astonishing 200 to 300 sheep within a single working day. The harvested wool undergoes an immediate, on-site grading process to sort the product by fiber quality. The most pristine, ultra-fine fleeces are instantly categorized as premium grade, destined exclusively for the international luxury fashion market. Shorter is coarse or impure sections are routed into a separate mainstream category to supply the global mass textile sector. Following this strict sorting phase, the loose wool is hydraulically compressed into dense, heavy bales and transported directly to automated processing factories. Inside these industrial plants, the raw product undergoes a series of heavy cleaning cycles with pressurized hot water to thoroughly strip away lanolin. The natural wool grease, before the clean fibers are dried, is pressed and tightly packaged according to strict global export standards. For sheep raised specifically for meat production, the system targets specialized breeds like the Dorper and Suffolk, which do not grow curly wool. This commercial operation begins when animals reach their ideal market weight, typically between 100 and 132 pounds at around 5 to 9 months of age. To prepare the flock for transport to the processing facility, operators utilize specialized trucks engineered with non-slip flooring and advanced ventilation systems to prevent injury. Before entering the facility, the animals are herded into an isolation shed for a strict inspection period lasting 5 to 7 days, followed by a full night of rest in a calm environment. During the actual processing phase, handlers apply an automated electrical stun, or CO2 system, to render each animal instantly unconscious. This rapid action strictly adheres to international welfare regulations, preventing physical pain and halting the release of stress hormones that would otherwise degrade the muscle fiber quality. The meat is immediately split into premium cuts like the leg, a shoulder, loin, and rack before being transferred into a rapid deep freezing system to preserve absolute freshness. Each vacuum-sealed package is stamped with a precise traceability code indicating its specific farm of origin and processing date before being cleared for distribution. This highly engineered agricultural system allows the Australian livestock sector to successfully process between 20 and 22 million sheep annually, including both lamb and mutton. The total volume of exported meat averages a massive 400,000 tons every single year, positioning the country as one of the largest global suppliers. These shipments flow continuously into major consumer markets, including the United States, China, the European Union, and the Middle East, where premium lamb is highly valued for religious holidays. Backed by these metrics, the wool export sector alone generates $3.8 billion in annual revenue, though market demand fluctuations caused a temporary 12% dip down to $2.8 billion in 2024. Ultimately, managing a massive weekly throughput of 527,000 sheep proves the unparalleled logistical control of Australian farmers. Which specific phase of this modern logistics matrix did you find most impressive? Share your thoughts in the comments section below. And do not forget to subscribe for more deep dives into advanced global agriculture.